Parents of students in North Andros are speaking out tonight to call attention to an issue that's affecting their children's education. And that is the matter of insufficient teachers at the high school in North Andros. Well, just last week, teachers in parts of Abaco protested to call attention to the teacher shortage on that island. They called on the Ministry of Education to address the issue there. Well, Andra Martin is live from North Andros to talk about the teacher shortage and how her child is being affected. Good evening to you, Andra, and welcome to Beyond the Headlines.
Good evening.
Thank you very much for joining us. I know you were supposed to be joined by other parents, but I am assuming that they pulled out. But let's just talk about it. What concerns you most about your high school aged son that is not having the access to education as he should and is now having an intermittent experience at the Huntley Christie High School right now?
Well, my son is now taking BJC, and he goes to school sometimes 3 days of the week, sometimes 2 days of the week, and it's very hard on him. He even came home today and he told me that the teacher tell him, say, you're supposed to be sitting BJC. You all don't even have a real teacher for math and English, which I think is two crucial subjects that I think they should have a teacher for. Say, you all will always have a substitute because your parents want to sit down and don't say nothing.
Oh, so that is what's forcing you to speak out this evening. So the teacher is basically putting the onus on him to get the word out and speak out for his own education?
Exactly. Say your parents don't want to speak out. That's what the teacher told my son.
Your son is preparing for national exams. How is he even preparing, going to school twice, sometimes 3 days a week?
It's very hard because one time he get a subject, then another student get another subject, and it don't make any sense because he's losing a lot of notes where he's not in school the actual 5 days, and they have them out of school like COVID is the problem. It's the lack of teachers at North Andros High School.
Now, is he given, in the days that he's not at school, which is sometimes 3 days, sometimes 2, is there extra tutoring or something offered? How do they make up for the days that these students are not in school?
Nothing. Sometimes homework here and there from the previous class, but nothing. They don't do nothing when after they come out of hybrid line and nothing.
What are other parents saying, even though they did not want to speak up this evening? What are other parents saying, and how is the overall district being affected?
Well, other parents, they have things to say. They will put it on Facebook, they'll put it on their status, but when time to speak out, everybody is get scared. And where the island of Andros is so political, they ain't worried about their children's education right now. They worry about politics more than their kids' education.
Now, please, let us know. Were parents like yourself informed by maybe the district superintendent, by the principal, by anyone, the real reason or any reason at all why students are attending school 2-3 days a week?
Nope, not at all. Like I said, I heard this through the grapevine, and then they have a few voice notes that are going around with people. Robin said that there are insufficient teachers at the high school. And then the day when my son came home, that's when I cracked him and I asked him, he said, yes, mommy, we hardly have any teachers. And he said, you know what? I sit in math and English BJC, and we don't even have a teacher, just substitute. But we ain't hardly have no notes. And he said, that's when the teacher said, you all will always have a substitute, but your parents will sit down and everything. And after my son said it today, it really pushed me more to make my voice heard. It will only have to be me one. I will do it.
Right. What plea? I have spoken with the Ministry of Education on your behalf. I do have a statement to read, and I'll read it as soon as we're done. But what plea do you want to make to the Ministry of Education about your son, about the fact that you don't want your son to be a statistic? You want him to succeed and have a fair chance at getting ahead and making something of himself. What plea do you want to make to the Ministry of Education and its officials this evening?
Please just send some teachers down so that our students can be back in school fully. Because we are losing all our young men to the street, and that's a lot of idle time on their hands. Since that my son don't go to school on certain days, he goes to the church and work just to try kill time. But I think that our kids need more teachers so that they can be back in school 5 days a week. Please, ask you all send some teachers down to the P. Christie High.
That is Audra, who is speaking live with us via telephone from North Andros this evening. She makes a heartfelt plea to please save her son who is preparing for national exams, her son who needs the assistance, who needs to be in class 5 days a week to learn math and English. I agree with you, Audra. Very, very important subject areas. Everywhere you go, that's what they ask for first of all, and then the other subjects. And the fact that he is not getting attention in those areas, those areas that need the attention, specifically math, and made to fend for himself, it really is quite disturbing. Thank you for sharing that with us this evening, and thank you for joining us.
No problem.
Absolutely.